Here is an unboxing video of a book that I just received in the mail. I'm just coming from the garden. You can see it in my nails. This is the third book from the publisher Common Notions Press that I told you about, that I ordered a few weeks ago. So this book was just published and I pre-ordered it, and I haven't even opened it yet. I'm really excited to see which book it is. I'm also going to share with you 2 other books that I'm currently reading that are not new. Okay, let's see. Looks like they put the label on upside down. Just in case this is about to be loud, I'll put the unboxing first. It's very sticky. See who we got. I think I'm going to fold this so that the stickiness doesn't get on the book. There we go. Okay. I'm thwarting the unboxing quality. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. Ready? Amazing. Look at this book. It's so soft. It's got a nice light smell. Oh, it's so soft. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so soft and smooth. I remember, I think I watched a Zoom of the authors or the editorial collective of this book. This book is called, I'm so excited, Abolition and Reconstruction, an Emergent Guide for Collective Study. And the image on the book is W.E.B. Du Bois. And this book was put together by the W.E.B. Du Bois Movement School for Abolition and Reconstruction, published by Common Notions Press. Oh my gosh. And this is what the side binding looks like. Abolition and Reconstruction, an Emergent Guide for Collective Study by the W.E.B. Du Bois School for Abolition and Reconstruction. And the topics of the book are abolition, political education, organizing, and movements. And on the back of the book, there's quite a few things here. And the big bold is, we study the world to change it. What you are holding in your hands is not a finished product, but it is the product of the first years of our work at the Du Bois Movement School, which was itself the product of a particular time and place. We came together amid the long wake of the 2020 rebellions, which mobilized hundreds of thousands nationwide and pushed abolitionist narratives into the mainstream. This raised pressing questions for abolitionists across the country and the world. And more than any other, the question was this: what do we mean when we say abolition? Oh, I'm so excited. And then about the editorial collective, it says, the W.E.B. Du Bois Movement School for Abolition and Reconstruction is a political education program for aspiring revolutionaries and movement leaders from those communities most impacted by poverty, policing, and mass incarceration. I'm so excited. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at the inside cover. It's so clean. That smells so good. Oh. And Common Notions Press is based in Philly, Pennsylvania, and Brooklyn, New York. Just published. Oh my gosh. Wow. Do they have a publication date on here? I'm looking in the front, the copyright page, and I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's because this edition is licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial 4.0 International. So for whatever reason, they don't have the publication year of 2025 on here. That's very interesting. And some of the contents of the book: Making the Road as We Walk It is the introduction. And then there are 12 chapters, 12 main chapters. The first chapter, Who Are We? What is Knowledge? 2, What Are We Up Against? 3, The History of Class Struggle. 4, Where Do Slavery and Colonialism Fit? 5, Many Paths to Socialism. 6, Black Reconstruction Part 1. 7, Black Reconstruction Part 2. 8, Philadelphia, Crucible of Abolition. 9, Decolonization and Third World Revolution. 10, What is the State? What is Revolution? 11, Policing and Prisons. 12, Abolition and Reconstruction Today. And then there's a facilitation guide, a bibliography about the W.E.B. Du Bois Movement School for Abolition and Reconstruction, about Common Notions, and then notes. So this book, I'm sorry if you can hear the person in their music in the car outside. That's a very loud car. This book is about 217 pages. I'm very excited to read this book. I might take this book out with me so I can start to read it today. We'll see. Okay, so that's the main unboxing book. I really am so unsure as to why. Oh, it's a motorcycle. This is one of the challenges in living in an apartment building downtown. There's sounds. Okay, now the other 2 books to share with you that I'm currently reading. This book I've been reading for a while, and it's taken me time to get through because it's a little dense. It's a translation, a classic, Pedagogy of the Oppressed by Paulo Freire. And hopefully that motorcycle is leaving. I don't know what took it so long. This is a used book. I don't remember where I found it. Maybe, likely, in a little free library. This is a classic book translated from the original Brazilian into English. This book, the topics of the book on the back are education and sociology. And on the back it says, years before Paulo Freire was, quote-unquote, invited by the Brazilian government to leave his homeland after the military coup of 1964, he had begun devoting his life to the advancement of the fortunes of the impoverished people of Brazil. After his 20-year exile, he moved first to Chile, then immigrated to the United States before returning to Brazil. In the course of his work and travels in what was then called the Third World, and as a result of his studies in the philosophy of education, he evolved a theory for the education of illiterates, especially adults, based on the conviction that every human being, no matter how, quote-unquote, ignorant or submerged in the, quote-unquote, cultures of silence, is capable of looking critically at his world in a dialogical encounter with others, and that provided with the proper tools for such an encounter, he can gradually perceive his personal and social reality and deal critically with it. Such a good book. If you've ever heard of the banking model, no, that's Foucault. Right? No? Freire? No, I think it's Freire. Anyways, this book was published, this version of the book was published by Continuum, and it was translated by Myra Bergman Ramos. And this version of the book was published in 1990, the year I was born. And it was published again by the Continuum Publishing Company in New York. And oftentimes the copyright page will also tell you when the original edition was published or the original language edition. This one doesn't. And there's only 4 main chapters in this book, but they're long chapters. So there's first a foreword by Richard Shaw, then there's a preface, and then there's chapter 1, which has a lot of content, chapter 2, which has a lot of content. Yeah, the banking concept is Paulo Freire. Chapter 3, which has a lot of content, and chapter 4, which is where I am, has a lot of content. And this is dedicated to the oppressed and to those who suffer with them and fight at their side. And this is where I am in the book. I'm on page 128. A classic, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. This is what the side looks like. By Paulo Freire. By Continuum Publishing. See any themes in what I read? Okay. And then the final book that I wanted to share with you that I'm reading, although I'm reading a lot of books, this is my quote-unquote fiction selection, even though it's not fiction. This is For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide, When the Rainbow is Enough, by Ntozake Shange. And this is a choreo poem. And I started working with Ntozake Shange's work 5 years ago for a dance education course that I was teaching. When I found her choreo poem work, particularly for colored girls. I believe there's also a show now based on this. A choreo poem by Ntozake Shange. And this is published by, very small here, Collier Books. And the subjects for this book are theater and poetry. And on the back, I definitely happened to find this like in a little free library. Maybe I found it when I rescued all those books from the library. I was so excited when I found this. On the back, it says, from its inception in California in 1974 to its highly acclaimed critical success at Joseph Papp's Public Theater and on Broadway, the Obie Award-winning For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough reveals what it is to be of color and female in the 20th century. Here is the complete text with stage directions of a unique dramatic prose poem written in vivid and powerful language that resonates with unusual beauty in its fierce message to the world. And even there's a little promo by Tony K. Bombara from Miss Magazine. And Tony writes about this choreo poem. It celebrates the capacity to master pain and betrayals with wit, sister sharing, reckless daring, and fight and forgetfulness if necessary. She celebrates most of all women's loyalty to women. Let's see. I'm sitting on a floor chair. This was definitely marked up by the previous reader, or one of the previous readers. And what I really, so it's Collier Books, which is a Macmillan publishing company. And the original version was published in 1975, but then there were other copyrights in 1976 and 1977. And this book is dedicated for the spirits of my grandma, Viola Benzana Murray Owens, and my great aunt, Effie Owens Josie. And what I love about this is that Ntozake includes a little bit of her writing about her process and how she even developed a choreo poem as a genre, and this particular choreo poem. And I really love how she writes about that in the process itself. And so this includes the poems by title, which aren't actually in the pages, so it's cool to read them here. This is how far I am. I'm almost done. And the names of some of the poems in this choreo poem include Dark Phrases, Graduation Night, Now I Love Somebody More Than, No Assistance, I'm a Poet Who, Latent, and there's a word that I'm not going to say. It describes someone who commits violence on someone in a particular way. Then the next poem is Abortion Cycle Number 1, Sechita, Toussaint, 1, I Used to Live in the World, Pyramid, No More Love Poems Number 1, No More Love Poems Number 2, No More Love Poems Number 3, No More Love Poems number 4. Somebody Almost Walked Off with All My Stuff. Sorry. A Night with Beau Willie Brown. A Laying On of Hands. And then it begins with the origin story. And I am on page 55, which means I'm around. Oh, I'm on the poem called A Night with Beau Willie Brown. I also have another one of her books that I definitely found somewhere, and a book that was recently published. I believe it's her unpublished works, and it's also about her life. It was published by an imprint of Hachette Books that I'm really excited to read. It's hardcover and it's thick. Maybe I'll show that one day. Okay, look at how cool. So, for colored girls who have considered suicide, When the Rainbow is Enough, a choreo poem by Ntozake Shange, published by Collier Books. What are you reading?